What is going on, Champion Squad? It is your boy Sultan. Welcome faces back to another Apex Legends video. Today I'll be showing you how to rank up fast in Apex Ranked Season 4. Thank you for joining me, and let's get into the video. Are you finding yourself losing consistent points in Ranked, or just seem to be plateauing when trying to get out of your current rank? Well, this rank guide will help with ranking up faster and break you out of a rank you could be stuck on. So today I'll be going over some valid tips to help you gain consistent RP, so be sure to stick around. If you're new here, subscribe, join the Champion Squad. Here you find some of the best Apex tips and tricks to make you an even better player. Now let's get into some solid tips to help you improve. So you want to gain consistent RP to find yourself in a higher rank. However, ranked is a whole different ballpark compared to casual and requires a massive team effort to find yourself winning games and gaining consistent RP. So I'll be going over some tips such as legend layout, drop choice, rotations, choosing gunfights, and having patience. As per usual, timestamps will be down in the description below. With that being said, let's get into the first tip, which is legend layout. When you're playing ranked, using specific legends will help drastically when it comes to playing as a team. So I broke down a few team legend combinations that work great together for ranked no matter what rank division you're currently in. When choosing legends, you want to have at least one support/defensive legend, one mobility legend, and Gibraltar. When it comes to a support legend, Caustic, Watson, and Crypto are a solid choice. When it comes to mobility, having Wraith or Pathfinder is always clutch. And then you have the most essential legend to have on your team, which is Gibraltar. You can never go wrong with having a Gibby on your team, and then it's up to personal preference on which support legend you want and which mobility legend you want. So I'll give you guys my top 6 legend combinations that I found the most success with. For the first team, I have Caustic, Gibby, and Wraith. The second team, I have Caustic, Gibby, and Pathfinder. The third team, I have Watson, Gibby, and Wraith. The fourth team I have is Crypto, Gibby, and Wraith. The fifth team I have is Crypto, Gibby, and Pathfinder. And finally, the sixth team I have is Watson, Gibby, and Pathfinder. Now, of course, there are some other decent legends that are still valid for ranked and can be swapped in, such as Lifeline, Bloodhound, and Bangalore. But the 6 teams mentioned will have you prepare for most situations and be able to hold your ground when it comes to the end zone. When playing ranked, these legend combinations I've covered, you have to play to their strengths. So for example, when you have a Caustic or a Watson, it's better to find yourself locking down a building and wait for enemies to make the push on you. If you're more of an aggressive team, Pathfinder, Wraith, and Gibby together can give you the best mobility with decent defense. Alright legends, now let's get into the second tip I have, which is drop choice. Your landing choice will have a massive impact on the outcome of the entire game. So since choosing where to land is extremely important, I recommend having one designated jump master to guide you and your team. Having one person take jump master every time will help clear up some confusion on where you want to drop, and it also lets the other 2 players in your team be able to scout around, figuring out how many teams are dropping with you and or looking for uncontested areas. For ranked games, it's never the best idea to land hot with 1 to 2 other teams. This gives you a 50-50 chance of coming out alive based on RNG and getting lucky with the loot. So you want to try and land uncontested if possible to make sure you and your team get the basic essentials you need without risking going down so early in the match. Now, one major mistake I tend to see is second guessing yourself when dropping. If you notice only one other team landing with you, always fully commit to the drop and don't second guess yourself. Fully committing from the beginning will have you land faster at the drop choice with confidence. But if you're hesitating on whether you should drop at a specific location while gliding there, that is what can most times get you killed, since you won't be the first one to land. However, you can always switch up a drop location if needed. Sometimes you can get lucky and find that no one dropped at a typical hot drop, even if the ship already passed it. On top of having a designated jump master, you should always want to call out on which part of the area you will be looting to improve your loot time as a team. Now, once you start getting in multiple games with the same teammates over and over, this gives you a better understanding on what your teammates' loot pattern is, specific weapons or hop-ups they need pinged, and helps you avoid looting the same buildings your team already hit. So if everyone is looting their own sections, you can loot the entire area in a much quicker fashion without missing anything. Alright champ, so we've covered team layout and drop choice. The third tip I want to cover is rotations. Making smart rotations is another major key towards placing higher in games and potentially coming out with a win. When playing ranked, you always want to be on top of where the zone is closing in and how far away you are from the safe zone. You also always want to focus on placement over kills. This is how you'll get more RP, since some kills will come later on in the game. One thing to keep in mind is to always rotate sooner than later. Getting good positioning in the safe zone is much more important than trying to chase down a squad while the zone is closing. Now, even if you are able to kill the squad you're hunting and have time to make it to the safe area at the last second, most times there will be teams already set up to gatekeep you and eliminate you when coming in from the storm. So what I'm trying to say is that while early kills are nice to have, rotating and getting positioning early is much better to make it to the end circle with less risk involved. What my team and I love to do is try to get at least 1 to 3 points for everyone on the team before setting up shop for the last few zones. Now, kills and assists give you the same amount of points, and they get multiplied if your team ranks higher by surviving longer. So getting a few early kills and setting up for a late game nice and early will give you points as other squads get eliminated. Now, you get capped at 5 points, whether you have 2 kills and 3 assists or 0 kills and 5 assists. Once you have your 5 points, the only way to get more is by ranking higher as a team, so by either getting top 5, top 3, top 2, or winning the game. Now, I say 1 to 3 points is fine when waiting for end circle because you will have multiple opportunities to get the rest of your points during the last few circles. Whether last minute teams randomly try to push your positioning or just trying to fight the last few teams organically will give you the opportunity to get your full 5 points and get your maximum amount of RP you're looking for. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's get into the 4th tip I have, which is choosing gunfights. Being smart about picking the right gunfights will easily help you and your team get a higher placement. So the first thing I want to mention is your team's shield situation. Especially now with King's Canyon for the second split, getting even blue shields off the drop has been harder than ever. When coming across another enemy team, try and identify all types of shields they have on. This gives you a good idea on whether it's a good fight to take based on your team's shield situation. I would only recommend being the engager during a fight if your team all has blue shields. Now, the only other time my team and I would engage if we don't have all blue is if we are able to get a sneaky knock with all of us still up on the team. That first knock is crucial in giving you a great advantage to take down the rest of the squad. This is when mobility comes clutch. A race should make an immediate portal and or path should make a zipline to close the distance on the 2-man enemy team. Just be aware of the time it takes to close the distance. If you wait too long, then it won't be worth full sending. Remember, you want to make squad wipes as quick and clean as possible to avoid getting third-partied. And I thought World's Edge was bad for getting third-partied, but King's Canyon has been an absolute nightmare. This brings me into my next topic, which is how to avoid third parties when choosing a fight. Since King's Canyon is such a small map and everyone is looking to third party each other, you can't make too much noise when trying to trade shots with an enemy team. If you and your team can't quite manage to get a single knock on the enemy team after about 2 to 3 minutes of shooting, then it might be best to rotate out of the situation and look to get better positioning in the safe zone. Unless your current position is absolutely god tier, then keep firing away. Otherwise, this is why most teams get third party. They end up making so much noise and attract a good number of squads to that area, all thirsty, looking for some easy kills and assists. And finally, the last tip I want to cover for this rank guide is having patience. This is not pubs where you can run around and kill most squads. Everyone in your game is either just as good as you, if not better. So having more patience than other teams is how you can catch them making the mistakes, and you can be there to capitalize. For example, if you have an opportunity for a third party, patience is key. You don't want to full send immediately. Try paying attention to the kill feed to see when players start to get knocked. Once a few players get knocked, then it will be much safer cleaning up a successful third party without losing one of your teammates. It's crucial to try and keep all teammates alive for the end zone to give you the best chance on winning. So even if you are trying to third party to other teams mid-game, always be on your toes and expect someone to third you after. Having this mindset will have you much more prepared to start lasering them sooner. On top of which, make sure to stick close together and move as a unit. This makes it much harder for one of you to get picked off and allows you and your team to focus fire on a specific opponent. Now, for the real champions who stay till this point of the video, I have a bonus decision making end circle breakdown. If you enjoyed the video so far, be sure to show some love to the like button, it's always appreciated. And now let's get into the breakdown. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopping into the breakdown end circle gameplay of a ranked game. Now we have 5 squads left, including us, and we do have some decent positioning, but we are not in the safe zone. So the safest route to the zone is obviously hugging the right side here, and we know there's a bunch of teams in the house across the highway here, and we do also have a team that's already in the zone posted up. So here we're fighting. I ended up cracking about 2 of them, but my teammate goes down. Notice I go for the revive because I have a gold bag. Even though Gibby has a fast res in his dome, if he doesn't have a gold bag, don't let him get the res. That gold bag is crucial. Your teammate only has to heal for about 5-6 seconds to get back into the fight then. So now we're plastered up here, and another team tries to make a play on our left side because they noticed that one of our teammates went down. They figured they can get an easy third party. But if you notice our positioning compared to the team to our left, now they're in that trailer, but they are nowhere closer to the zone than we are. We're extremely close to the zone. All we have to do is rotate right and try to eliminate that one team on that right side. So even though we do get a knock in that trailer there, Grizzlord actually tries to get a little bit hesitant. He was trying to push them, but it's better to not push. There's no reason to push that team. If they wanted to make the play on us and kill us, that's their problem. They have to actually do that to us. But there's no reason for us to go and fight them. So then we try working this team on the right hand side here, and this was a really good play. So Grizzlord had an EMP. What we did was busting through his Gibraltar ult down, and we knew they were going to bubble because they also had a Gibraltar. But then we also connected with an EMP to get rid of their dome. So at that point, they were weakened by the ultimate that Gibraltar threw down. We were able to clean them up fairly easily, and now we have probably the best positioning for the next zone. And we're perfectly set up for success on winning this rank game. So now we have a bunch of teams fighting in front of us, and really, most of us have all our points we need. We don't really need to get extremely aggressive until we know there's that one team left. So we wait for some knocks to happen, then we start working in as a group and getting the easy kills last second. So one thing to say about this end circle is patience. Now we had that team to our left, and we also had the team to our right. But we weren't hesitant about trying to push out a team, play positioning, have patience, play the zone, let enemies make the mistakes on you. Don't push enemies you don't have to make a play on. Just play the zone. It's much better. Be sure to take all the tips into consideration the next time you find yourself playing a ranked game to gain consecutive RP and rank up much faster. Leave a comment down below what your current rank is for Kings Canyon Split 2 for ranked play. I'm curious as to what you guys have so far. Also, don't forget to subscribe, join the champion squad. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, this has been your boy Sultan. I'm signing off. Peace.